What is up, guys? Today's video idea is by Green Anal. Huge thanks to him for the video idea. Now, let's begin. The 2021 NBA season is in full swing and we've already established who the better teams this season are. But I want to come out here and make some bold claims on my 2022 playoff predictions, which will also include the regular season standings at the end of the season. This will be a 2-video series where in this video, I predict the regular season standings for both conferences, and in the next one, I predict the playoff bracket and play-in tournament, along with who I think will win the NBA championship. So as you guys just saw, this is now the second and last video of the series where I predict who will win the NBA championship in 2022. If you haven't watched the first video, then I suggest you watch that video for better context, but after all, it's up to you. Just to recap if you're new, in the last video I predicted the full standings of the Eastern and Western conferences, and in this video I'll predict who wins the play-in tournament, who wins each playoff matchups, including the finals, and in how many games they win that specific matchup. Stay tuned till the end of the video because it's about to be a banger, but with all that being said, let the predictions begin. Out in the East, we have the 7-seeded Celtics against the 8-seeded Knicks in the first game of the play-in tournament. In a one-game series, literally anything can happen, but the winner would be the Celtics in my opinion because I just see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown being the more clutch duo, then obviously we have Marcus Smart's defense. Anyways, in the second game, it's the 9-seeded Wizards versus the 10-seeded Hornets, and the winner would be the Hornets because they have won more personal matchups so far, and that's really the only basis we can go off here. So the loser of the 7-8 game plays the winner of the 9-8 game, which means it would be the Knicks versus Hornets for the 8 seed, and I have the Hornets winning it because I have more faith in Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, and Gordon Hayward than in Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and Derrick Rose. I really don't want to overthink it, and my gut says that if these two teams played in a play-in game for the 8 seed, Charlotte would win. On the other side of the country, we have the Clippers and Nuggets for the 7 seed, and the winner would be the Clippers. Kawhi should be back by that time, and I find the Clippers more suitable in games like these than the Nuggets. In the 9-10 game, it's going to be the Timberwolves versus the Blazers, and I know Dame sucks right now, and I said that in the first video of this series as well, but I just know that Lillard will be the reason Portland wins this game versus the Timberwolves. But things take a turn when the Blazers play the Nuggets for the 8 seed, and the Nuggets end up winning. Yeah, I got the Nuggets winning because the Blazers got worse than they were in last year's playoffs, and the Nuggets only improved their chemistry. So the better team is the Nuggets, and they will grab the 8 seed to make the 2022 NBA playoffs. So the play-in tournament is now done, and the real fun begins. The Nets go up against the Hornets, and they beat them in 5 games. The Nets are just better, and KD will be KD, so it's clear that the Nets will win. Charlotte might pull off a game, so that's why I got the Nets winning in 5 instead of 4. The Bucks versus Celtics will be a fun one in my opinion, and the reigning champions pull off in the 6th game to defeat the Celtics 4-2. Giannis is a real deal, so the Celtics stood no chance. The Hawks versus Bulls will be a very interesting matchup, and also the first upset of the video. The 6-seeded Hawks will win in 7 games versus the Bulls because the Hawks have been through this before last year, and whereas the Bulls' success is very young, so when it matters the most, I see the Hawks doing better. In the Heat versus 76ers series, the Miami Heat will win in 5 games versus the 76ers because the 76ers process has officially failed, period. And they will not win a championship in the near future if some major changes don't happen. Like I said in the first video, the Heat are built for the playoffs, and they'll have an easy time versus Joel Embiid and the 76ers. In the Western Conference, the Warriors beat the Nuggets even if Jamal Murray is back by that time, and the Suns beat the Clippers even if Kawhi is back by that time. The Warriors and Suns are for real, and they'll both win in 4 games in my opinion. The Jazz versus Grizzlies is a rematch of last season, and I think the result will be the same, just in 6 games instead of 5. Utah wins in 6 games versus Memphis, but I expect superstar type play from Ja Morant and Donovan Mitchell both. The Mavs and the Lakers series will go to 7 games, in which I have the Mavericks winning because Luka is more clutch than anyone on the Lakers, and I think Luka even wants it more. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers win it too because both teams are good and have an equal chance of winning it, but for the sake of making a prediction, Mavericks in 7. Now staying with the Western Conference, we have the Warriors versus Mavericks in the second round. The Mavericks will put up a really close fight, but I think the Warriors will win in 7 games because the Warriors have better defense, better offense, more clutch shooters with the return of Klay. They have the better bench and the better chemistry, which are all key ingredients to be a contender in this league. The Phoenix Suns versus the Utah Jazz won't be as exciting though, since Phoenix will have all the confidence in the world and they've already had experience in this situation last year, so I think Phoenix wins in 6 games, but Donovan Mitchell will be a beast. In the East, the Nets beat the Heat because KD is on the Nets, and that's overpowerful, but the Heat give them a tough competition in 6 games. And similar to last season, the Bucks take care of the Hawks to make their way to the Eastern Conference Finals in 6 games as well. In the Eastern Conference Finals, Giannis and Kevin Durant have a tremendous battle, but Giannis' season comes to an end in 7 games because of the Nets super team, and Patty Mills, in my opinion, will come up really clutch in that series. So the Brooklyn Nets move on to the 2022 NBA Finals. Their opponent will be the winner of the Warriors vs. Suns series, and the only reason I picked the Warriors to beat the Suns in the Western Conference Finals will be because they have the home court advantage. These two teams play much better when their fans are supporting them and in their own arena, and the Warriors will have their home court advantage, so they will make the NBA Finals over the Phoenix Suns. However, this will be one of the best conference finals we've seen in recent history, and I expect a down-to-the-wire Game 7 in Chase Center where the Warriors pull away at the end. So in the NBA Finals, and this might be a little bit biased, but I think the Warriors will beat the Nets. How do I say this? You guys just won't understand, but the Warriors will beat the Nets in 5 games. Yes, 5 games. This doesn't mean that the Nets are worse than the Suns, however. I'm picking the Warriors in 5 games because the Nets defense is not good enough to stop Steph and Klay in the backcourt, but the Warriors defense is good enough to stop KD, Harden, and maybe Kyrie if he plays. Golden State is just a better team because of lots of key contributors like Gary Payton, who brings excellent defense off the bench, and Juan Toscano Anderson, who brings a lot of energy off the bench himself. Andre Iguodala is now older than he was in 2016 by 5 years, and that's just math, but his veteran presence is still enough to make the Warriors beat the Nets in the NBA Finals. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on this video? I think I'm going to get a lot of hate for picking the Warriors, especially in 5 games, but I just see the Warriors as a better team, and yes, I might be a bit biased towards Steph Curry and the Warriors, but this is really what I think. Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to like the video to show appreciation, and consider subscribing for quality NBA content about 3 times a week. I'm your boy Krishna, and we out. Peace.
Steph is running into the front court. Draymond finds him another 3. Got it! 62! 62!